Hi and welcome to my channel. So in this video, we're going to be talking about IELTS test. We're going to be talking about English requirements. Which IELTS exams do you need for which UK jobs, if at all you need it? In fact, do you need to write IELTS at all or do you not? This is something that many of you are struggling with, and I get questions every day saying, Melvis, I want to come to the UK as a carer. Do I need IELTS? Melvis, I want to study in the UK. Which IELTS test do I need? Melvis, I'm a nurse. I want to move to the UK. You know, do I need to do IELTS, OET, UKVI? Which do you recommend? So in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you all the different IELTS tests, what they mean, when to use which one, and all of that, shebang. So you're welcome to my channel. This is your first time here. It's such a privilege to have you. If you're a returning subscriber, I totally and completely appreciate the time you take to watch these videos. And I hope, most importantly, that you're implementing everything that I'm talking about, because look, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want you to waste your own time. I don't want you and I to waste our time. So hit subscribe right now. Turn on that notification button because you want to be the first to be notified every single time when I drop a new video on here. But before I get started, let me just tell you this. I'm going to be doing a live session at the end of this month where I'm going to be talking about the importance of career progression in the UK. If you're a nurse, you're a carer, you're a student nurse, you're thinking of getting into nursing, healthcare as a whole, clinical, non-clinical healthcare jobs, why is career progression so important? Why should you be bothered? Why should you even be interested? If you're still out of the UK, this session is also important for you, because why should you even consider moving to the UK? What are the advantages? What can you expect? What are the career prospects in this beautiful country? So if you check the comment section below, I'm going to drop a link to my newsletter. If you join that newsletter, then obviously you're going to get a link to attend that live session. The live session is going to be on Zoom. It is not going to be here on YouTube, so you need to register in order to attend. So the link is in the comment section below, and I'm looking forward to seeing you during that live session, because look, if you've clicked on this video right now, it means that live session is perfect for you, so you don't want to miss it. And like I said, my name is Melvis. I have a private coaching program where I support nurses, carers, student nurses, people that are interested in clinical, non-clinical healthcare jobs in the UK. So I deal with IELTS all the times. I deal with English requirements all the times. And that's why I feel the need to talk about this particular subject, because I know there's a lot of confusion around it. So my private coaching program, obviously, is to work with you in a more personal level to support you and understand your own specific personal circumstances. Because look, it is good and fine to watch all these videos that are all generic and don't necessarily apply to your personal circumstances, but it's one thing getting somebody that will, support you with your personal needs, with your individual needs. And that's what my program is all about. So if this is something that you're keen on, like I said, you want to join that newsletter and make sure that you attend that live session, because I'll also be telling you how, we can work together to support you achieve your goals. Because this is 2023, it's a new year, you need a new beginning. There's no procrastination. It's all about action. And this is the year for implementation. So drop a comment in the comment section and say, Melvis, I will implement, because you need to promise that before you even continue to watch this video. So let's get started. So when it comes to IELTS, there are different versions of the IELTS exams. So it's an international English language test. So it is standard. It is, whether you're going to Canada, Australia, US, UK, the standard is the same for the IELTS. And then there's another test as well. So it's the OET. So this is the occupational English test. So this is specific for certain professions, which means, for example, if you're a nurse, you're going to write the OET that is specific for nurses only. If you're a doctor, there is OET that is for doctors only, which means that if you're not a professional, you should never be writing OET. You need to write only as, completely forget about OET. But as a professional, say for example, a nurse or doctor, you've got the option to either write out or OET. So how do you then know which one you should write? Let's say, for example, because you may be watching this and you're, planning to apply for unskilled jobs or, for example, carer jobs, and you're thinking, oh my God, which one do I need? The rule of thumb is that for professional jobs, you always need IELTS academic. For professional jobs, you need IELTS academic. And the reason you need IELTS academic is because it is more of a professional requirement to have that English test rather than a visa requirement. Because the UK, for example, has professional requirements for English, and then visa requirements for English. Let me give an example of a nurse and a carer because it is a perfect example. And I know that many people that watch my channel, they're either nurses, carers, midwives, or looking for unskilled worker jobs. So if you're a nurse, the reason why you need IELTS academic, if you choose the IELTS, is because it is a professional requirement, which means that the NMC, which is the Nursing and Midwifery Council in the UK, the nursing regulator, has said that they want you to have that. It is not a visa requirement, it is a job requirement. You must have that in order to work as a nurse in the UK. And that's why I say it's a professional requirement. It's the same thing for doctors. If you're a doctor, the GMC, which is the General Medical Council in the UK, says that you need to have that out. So it is a professional requirement. But if you're a carer, IELTS is not a professional requirement to work in the UK, which means you don't need IELTS as a carer to move to the UK or to work in the UK as a carer. That's the difference. But for a visa requirement, the UK needs you to have evidence of English language. So the two things are very different, which means if you're a carer, what you need is evidence of English language. And that is because it's a visa requirement. For your job, you don't need it. And that's why as a carer, you can just wake up one day and you're like, oh my goodness, I want to move to the UK. You can start applying for jobs if you're a carer. You can do that. There are no legal requirements from you as a carer. Unlike a nurse, where it is a legal requirement, professional requirement to have IELTS, and so they've chosen the IELTS academic, which you must have, or the OET. As carers, you don't do OET because, OET is only for professionals, aka nurses, for example, doctors. You write the one that is specific to your profession, which means, long story short, as a carer, what you need is English, evidence of English. It doesn't need to be out. And that's why you can use, if you've already got a degree, there are other, evidences that you can use for your English because it is not a professional requirement. It is not required to do the job, which means if you came to the UK and you can't speak any English at all, you can still work as a carer. But as a nurse, you can't because it is a professional requirement. Obviously, I don't actually encourage anybody working as a carer if you can't speak any English because I don't know how you're going to be communicating, but you don't need English to work as a carer in the UK. Again, if you've got any comments, you've got any questions, do leave them in the comment section below and I'm going to join you there and answer. If you've got anything that is more private, I do understand that. You can use my newsletter to ask that, and that's absolutely fine. Again, for the live session, you do need to join the newsletter, register in order to have access, to that link to join the live session, which I've said is going to be on Zoom. It is not going to be here on YouTube, so you want to 100% make sure that if you watch this video till now, that live session is going to be 100% suited for you. So you want to join it. But most importantly, if you do want to work with me on a personal level, supporting you, whether you're looking for jobs, or you're just looking for career progression, or just looking for, being more efficient at your job, because career progression, look, is not only about moving from one band to another or moving up in the ladder. Sometimes it's just about understanding the expectations from you within your role. Because the truth is that with the staffing numbers in the UK, whether for carers, for nurses, or for just, healthcare jobs in the UK, there is a lot of tension because of short staff, because there's not enough staff. People may want to support you, but they just don't have the time to do so. And so having something like my private coaching program, it's amazing to support you. We have weekly live sessions where we all meet up, we talk about what your needs are, what you need to do next. We do goal setting. If you have an interview, there's that interview preparation, supporting you with your CV review, assisting you to apply for those jobs. Which are the best jobs? How do you find them? Where do you find them? So we go through all of that during our weekly live sessions, which are on Thursdays every single week. You also get the opportunity to interact with other members who are part of the program to hear what they are doing. Some of our members are carers in the UK transitioning into nursing. In fact, 4 of our carers will be starting their nurse training this January. And look, the best thing is that all these 4 carers moved to the UK last year, 2022. But because they were already part of the program even long before they came to the UK. We were already working on that journey because they simply used the carer pathway to move to the UK, but they knew that they wanted to transition into nursing. So we started working on that long before they actually got to the UK. And that's why I say career progression is not an episode, it is a journey, which means there are many pathways that if you want to achieve, you need time. And the earlier you start, the better. You can't just wake up from sleep one day and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to become a specialist nurse. And then, boom, you become a specialist nurse. It doesn't work. It's a journey. What specialist nursing role do you want to get into? What is your experience? What is your knowledge? Are you working in the right place? You need to consider all those different things and then get started. If you're a carer and you want to get into nursing, what pathway do you want to use? Because there are so many different pathways depending on your personal circumstances. Some are free, some are paid, some are apprenticeships, but it all depends. What do you want? Where do you live? What knowledge do you have of that pathway? So these are the things that we go through in the program in detail, personalized to you, individualized to your personal circumstances to make sure that you get the best of this country. Because truth be told, the UK is full of opportunities, but if you don't know how to take those opportunities, if you don't understand what those opportunities are, you can easily get stuck. And look, carers only earn £20,000 per year, which I can assure you isn't the best pay. So if you want to progress, you must do other things. You must progress, because if you don't progress, the highest amount of money you're ever going to earn as a carer in the UK, as in from your full-time job, is £21,000 per year. So for example, if you move to the UK as a carer at the age of 30 and you keep working as a carer, you don't progress at all, you stay in the same role, by the time you're 50 or 60, you will only be earning £21,000. And look, that is why it's so difficult to find people in the UK to do the carer jobs. And this is why the job was added to the shortage occupation list so that they can recruit people from overseas. But I'm very passionate about supporting you through that journey so you can continue to progress and not get stuck as a carer. Even as a nurse, it's exactly the same thing. If you're, a band 5 nurse, once you get to the top of your banding at band 5, you're not going to earn any more money. You're going to earn exactly the same amount of money until you retire. Look, that is not very encouraging. So my private coaching program is there to support you to make sure that you don't get stuck. So with these different tests that we're talking about, you want to make sure that you know which one is for you. And that's why I thought, I found the need to really discuss this today. So again, if you haven't liked the video, and you're enjoying this content, I want you to just hit the like button right now, because it lets me know that you're enjoying the content and I should do more like this. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I don't want you to be a stranger on here. You got to join the family now today by subscribing, turning on that notification button, because you do want to be the first to be notified every single time when I drop a new video on here. Also, share this video with your friends, with your colleagues, with your family, with your loved ones who are wondering what these different tests are, what they mean. If you've got any questions, I'm more than happy for you to leave them in the comment section, and I'll be able to join you in the comment section and answer those questions for you. Also, remember to join my newsletter, which I'm also going to drop a link in the comment section below so that you can attend that live session. But if there is anything that you're thinking, oh my God, Melvis, I've got this burning question I want to ask, but I don't want to leave it here on YouTube, again, do feel free to use that newsletter to write to me. You're going to see my email on there. When you put that message, I'm going to see it through. Just scroll down below where it says question, leave a question on there, and I'll be able to see that and reply to you. Because look, I do understand how challenging it can be, through this process. I understand the challenges that the journey has, but you've got to be persistent, because get as much information as you need that is tailored to your personal circumstances. Because look, like I said, this IELTS thing, I've seen people that have had a visa, and the visa application has been unsuccessful because they didn't have the right English requirements. You need to know, when do you need the IELTS UK VI, how many scores do you need, and if you've watched till now, I'm going to tell you. If you're a carer, for example, what is the acceptable score? I want you to leave it in the comment section, because there's also a lot of confusion with this. How many points do you need to have in each section to be eligible for a carer visa in the UK? Just leave that in the comment section. You know, is it a 5? Is it a 4? Is it a 6? Is it a 7? Is it an 8? What is the accepted score for carers? Leave it in the comment section below, because OET, when can you use OET? If you're a nurse, what are the different requirements? If you are already having a degree, like we said, what should you be expecting? If you have no degree, no previous experience, what test do you actually need? You know, that is applicable to your personal circumstances. I want you to leave it in the comment section, just so that if there's anything that you need more clarity with, we can just trash it on here and it gets settled, and you can then move on knowing fully well that you're just focusing on your job search. Because when you're looking for those jobs, it is, it's not easy. So you want to make sure that your mind is at rest. That you've got the right requirements. And I've done a whole video explaining all the requirements that you need to get a UK visa or a carer visa. So if you haven't watched that video, after this one, you want to check out that video, watch it, make sure that you're up to date with everything that is going on. Because look, in 2023, if you're really serious about progressing, if you're really serious about whether moving to the UK or moving to the next stage of your journey, then you should be implementing all of this. And again, I want to see you leave a comment, say, Melvis, I will implement, because I'm going to be holding you to your word and saying to you, oh, you promise you're going to implement. What have you done so far? Because I know that it's very easy to watch YouTube video after video after video and then do absolutely nothing. 2 months later, you come back and ask exactly the same question. This is not what I want from you. If you're watching my videos, you need to be progressing. You need to be, tailor focused on those goals to make sure that you achieve them. Not only is it about getting to the UK, but once you're here, what else is there to you? What else can you do? That is really my interest. So again, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with your loved ones, and make sure that, most importantly, you're implementing. Join the newsletter. But if you need that tailored support, you need my personalized support, then consider joining my private coaching program, and I'll be able to work with you in there. Thank you, and bye for now.